plan to let Donald Trump come in. Put some gold leaf on the border and marble columns around Florida. Throw up his names in big lights over the Midwest and sell this whole place to the Chinese before they realize it's half broken. This is what I've been waiting for my whole life. A president who's not afraid to tell the truth about being a lying ass.
Lewis Black just dropped a comedy nuke on Donald Trump, and it's powerful enough to shake Mar-a-Lago to its foundation. You've heard rants, you've seen roasts, but nothing, absolutely nothing compares to this. Black goes all in. Zero filter, full throttle fury, and pure comedic annihilation. Think you've heard it all? Not even close. This takedown is so brutal even Trump's spray tan might surrender. Buckle up, this one's going in the history books.
We're living in fictional times. If this was in a book, you go, this is a great book. Who could imagine the people that are around him, who could imagine those as characters? I find it hard. I look at Kellyanne Conway, but is she real? I'm not sure.
Donald Trump, the man, the myth, the walking Twitter meltdown. It's almost impressive, almost, how one person can pack so much incompetence, arrogance, and unchecked ego into a single spray-tanned body. If there were a Hall of Fame for political disasters, he wouldn't just get a plaque. He'd get an entire wing, complete with golden escalators that only go down.
You don't vote for Donald Trump, and the reason you don't vote for Donald Trump is one simple reason. He bankrupted a casino. It's almost impossible to bankrupt a casino. As a matter of fact, I could give any of you a casino. You could live in the hotel at the casino. And all day long, you could drink, go to sleep, drink, your pants, go to sleep, and never, ever walk into the casino. Okay? And on the 365th day, you could walk into that casino, and I promise you, you will have made a profit.
Remember when he swore he'd hire only the best people? Turns out his definition of best included an endless parade of grifters, sycophants, and folks who couldn't even spell their own job titles. His cabinet had more turnover than a greasy diner's waitstaff, with firings, resignations, and scandals rolling in so fast, even soap opera writers would say, tone it down. Every week felt like a new episode of The Apprentice, White House edition, except instead of hiring competent professionals, Trump surrounded himself with people whose main qualification was nodding enthusiastically while he rambled about windmills causing cancer. And let's not forget his legendary Twitter rants. Before he got banned, his timeline was a fever dream of all-caps tantrums, outright lies, and bizarre feuds with celebrities. The sitting president of the United States was out here beefing with actors, misspelling basic words, and waging war on the English language, all while ignoring actual crises. His response to any criticism? Call it fake news and double down, even when video evidence proved him wrong. His presidency wasn't just a reality TV show. It was a disaster movie where the main character had the impulse control of a toddler hopped up on Mountain Dew. The fact that we survived it is nothing short of a miracle.
You talk a lot about the election in this show. Some people have said, oh, Donald Trump, that must make your job as a comedian so much easier. Do you feel that there's truth to that, or do you think that is false?
I think it's false. I think that it's made. I mean, like, you're sitting here.
Yeah.
And I was watching the first part, and you sit there and you put on. The news is the news is funny.
Yeah.
You don't have to do. All you had to do is go. Ta-da! It leaves no room for. How do you make funny something that's already funny? How do you make it funnier?
He's genuinely funny. He's genuinely funny.
Yeah, no, it's hysterical.
Yeah. You've known Trump for a long time. You've known about Trump.
Now, let's talk about the moment Donald Trump won the election. It was as if the entire United States took a deep breath and immediately started choking on its own disbelief. And who better to capture the national panic attack than Lewis Black? The man is basically the human embodiment of an aneurysm mid-explosion. When Trump got elected, America didn't just lose its mind. It exploded into a million tiny, screaming pieces. And there was Lewis, staring at the wreckage like a doctor diagnosing a patient who just swallowed a live grenade. His conclusion? We are not okay.
This is Rick Perry. So he runs for president twice. The first time, no, it doesn't make it. Second time, he puts on glasses and goes, I look smarter, and runs again, doesn't make it, and then does what no candidate in the history of this fucking country did. Looked around at all the jobs that someone could do that had a certain amount of dignity after you've run for the presidency. And what did he say? No. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to be on Dancing with the Stars. And then this man, who couldn't remember during the debates the name of the department that they were going to make him the head of, is then chosen to be the head of the Department of Energy. And then what I figure is Donald Trump turned on the TV, he saw him on Dancing with the Stars and went, fuck, he's got a lot of energy.
The United States didn't just divide after Trump won. No. The country shattered like a dollar store wine glass the second he strutted onto that stage, grinning like a guy who just won a timeshare in hell. Families turned on each other, Thanksgiving dinners became war zones, and Facebook transformed into a wasteland of conspiracy theories, cat memes, and that one uncle who thinks climate change is just God testing our air conditioning. Trump wasn't leading America. He was refereeing a demolition derby inside a fireworks factory. And there was Lewis Black, standing in the smoldering wreckage, the only one reacting with appropriate levels of rage and disbelief. Watching Trump try to run the country was like watching a dog try to drive a car, except the dog was absolutely convinced he was nailing it.
It's already been a month since the election. I guess time flies when I'm not ripping out what's left of my pubes. Since Trump's victory, half the country is excited and the other half is still at home in the fetal position. Me, I'm coping by shutting off the news for a while and watching something a little cozier.
And his approach to unifying the country, setting it on fire and roasting marshmallows over the flames. Every time he spoke, reality itself seemed to take a concussion. One moment he was promising greatness, the next he was rage tweeting at a teenager for winning an award. It was like watching a magician who kept revealing his own tricks, but still insisted he was a wizard. Lewis Black could barely keep up because every single day Trump did something so ridiculous, so mind-numbingly absurd, that satire writers were left unemployed. Why make up jokes when reality had already become one giant punchline? By the end of Trump's first 100 days, the country was exhausted. Lewis Black didn't even have to exaggerate. He just had to read the headlines like a man slowly realizing his house was built on an active volcano. The chaos, the scandals, the nonstop shouting at windmills. America wasn't just divided, it was locked in a full-blown custody battle with itself. And there was Trump, perched on his golden toilet, rage tweeting through the apocalypse.
Can you watch cable news? Is that how you sort of get yourself informed? Is that...
It's how I wake up. I turn it on, and then I lose my mind. You sit there, they've got to be stopped. You 4 analysts for anything that happens. What did deplorable mean? It means deplorable, jackass! You know?
That's a wrap for today's episode of Flash Fame. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment of the latest trends and viral moments. Got a story or a trend you want us to cover? Drop it in the comments. Until next time, stay trendy, stay curious, and keep chasing that Flash Fame.